Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in to another episode of Simply Nichols Woodworking. I'm Sean. Today I'm going to show you how you can save some money by packaging up your own kind of oddball size items that traditional boxes don't fit with, and you end up having to spend twice as much on the box trying to find someone else that's already made one to fit it. Whereas you can just have a few simple tools, take a cardboard flat and make it yourself. And today I'll show you how. Let's go ahead and get started. Thanks. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get started today and jump right into this. Let's grab the item we're going to be boxing. In this case, we're going to be using the mountains from our previous build. First thing you're going to want to do is get your total measurements on it, widest point and how tall it is. And in this case, it is 15 inches high by 30 inches wide. You're also going to want to know how deep your box is going to be. In this case, the mount is 4 inches wide, so we're going to want to make our box at least 4 inches deep, and I'm going to show you right here. We're starting off with our cardboard flat. This one right here is 48 by 32 inches, and we're going to want to cut this down, and what we're going to do is take our widest point and tallest point of the mountain, which is 15 and 30, and we're going to want to take how deep it is, which is the 4 inches, and times that by 2, and add that to both our measurements. So our 15 by 30 is now going to turn into 23 by 38. So we've gone ahead and cut this down, and all I did was use a box knife. Just any razor will work for this, and just use anything as a straight edge. I just normally use a scrap piece of wood. So in order to get my shape after I've got my box down to the size and everything, is I use an actual piece of wood from the build. So in this case, I have a 4-inch wide piece, and I'm using just a scoring tool that I got off Amazon. They only cost a few bucks, and they make your life way easier if you're planning on building a lot of boxes. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of working my way around each side, and you're going to want to follow that edge. And what this is going to do is it's going to make it so when we fold it up, it's going to be the perfect depth all the way around. It's going to be that 4 inches, so we know when we go to put our package inside it, it's going to sit in nice and snugly, and you're not going to have a lot of wasted space. And that's the main reason we started doing this, is because we found when we started buying boxes to try and fit some of these oddball size items, they were wanting $25, $30 an item for some of the sites that we checked out. And in this case, you can buy these cardboard flats for just a couple bucks. And we found it's cheaper just to buy them in bulk. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through, and where your scoring tool went, it's going to leave your line to kind of follow. And you're going to want to just take your razor blade and just cut one line from the corner out. And then I like to do an extra cut, and you'll see here at the lower half where I do a curve cut as well. And what this does is you're making the flaps for when your box goes to close up and make its shape. And that curve part kind of just removes a little extra material and makes it so you're not having to deal with as much friction and resistance when you're trying to fold it up. Just makes your life a little bit easier. Nice little tip. So what we're going to want to do is go ahead and get our tape and then just start forming it up. And this is a two-part box, so what we're doing right now is we're making the bottom half, and then we're going to go ahead and make the top half after this. And I like to just go and take a little piece of tape, just go around each corner, just put it up, and just kind of hold the shape while I'm doing it. And after this, we'll go ahead and size up our box and just make sure we don't run into any problems. But you'll want to add more tape once you're done. This is kind of just like a temporary to get it there. But you'll definitely want to add more, especially if you're in a humid environment like we're in an outdoor workshop. So a lot of times the tape tries to pop off, so you just want to make sure you're not going to run into any problems. But for the sake of building just a quick piece was going to do the trick for you. And we just use regular packing tape. We found, buying any special tape or anything like that just turned into a waste of money. So once you have your bottom built, you're going to want to go ahead and take your mountains, put them in there or whatever it is you're doing. Do a quick check. We like that right there. Fits perfect, so we know we can go ahead and move forward. So for the top half of the box, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. It's the exact same process as the bottom that you just did. You just want to go through, do your corners, do everything, use the same board. The only difference is once you actually do it, I like to take the bottom half that I just built and actually lay it on top of the flat that I just cut and actually form my shape around it. And what this does is if you have any issues, or it needs to be just a little bit large or anything, you can go ahead and do this correction now instead of getting everything taped up, have it done, and find out you got to undo it all. So this way you're actually making it to the shape of the bottom, and everything's nice and tight, and when you go to ship it, you're not paying for all that wasted air. And that's really what it comes down to with these shipping costs now, is it's just getting out of control. So you want to make sure everything's as nice and tight, snugged as possible. And again, I'm just going around and I'm just kind of adding a little temporary piece of tape to each corner just to go in and get my flaps in. And you can see how nice and easy those flaps fold, especially with that curved piece being on there. So it's not fighting itself trying to pop back open. And then after we go ahead and we get all these corners taped up, I like to just go through and add a little extra piece around all the edges. And we'll see that here. And you can do it however you want, play around with it, and you'll find what works best for you. But for me, this just seems to be the best way. Just go ahead and throw it all on the corners right now. And guys, if you find any of this beneficial or any tips or tricks that you're liking, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and it would be really appreciated, as well as leaving any comments for any future builds you'd like to see. I'd love to do them for you and get it posted. So after we get the box built, you can see it's a nice tight fit doing it this way. So we're going to go ahead and take our boxes back out. Now you've made a complete top and bottom set that's perfectly matched for each other. The only thing left is to go ahead and bubble wrap your item and put it inside, get everything all tucked how it's going to be, make sure it's going to be safe for shipping, because we all know how banged up some of these items can get during the shipping process. So get them nice and protected. Go ahead and put your box back together, and the only thing left after that is go ahead and throw a little tape on it, and you're good to go. Thank you.